In our last lesson, we learned how to find the volume of a three-dimensional shape. Today, we would look at how to find a missing value other than volume. So let's take a look at the first example. It reads, find the height of a cylinder whose volume is 314 inches cubed and whose radius is 5 inches. Okay, the first thing we want to do is find out what's in question. So the height is what's in question. Next, we want to find out what formula will I be using? Formula for a cylinder. What do we already know? The volume and the radius. So let's extract that information and plug it into our formula. So a formula for cylinder is V is equal to pi radius squared times my height. Plug in what we already know. 314 is equal to 3.14 times my 5 squared times my height. Simplify that out and I would get 314 is equal to my pi, which is 3.14, and my radius square, which is 5, is equal to 25. When I multiply my pi times 25, I would get 78.5. Now we down to a one-step equation. How do I solve? I need h by itself. So I need to divide both sides by 78.5. That will cancel, leaving me with 4 inches as my height. Hope that's making sense. Pause the video and give this one a try. It wants you to find the radius of a cylinder whose volume is 785 centimeters cubed and whose height is 10 centimeters. Okay, let's see what you got. Okay, the first thing we need to find out is what's in question. We need to find the radius. What formula are we going to use? We're going to use the formula for a cylinder. What's already given? We have volume and we have height. Now let's go ahead and plug that given information into our formula. So 785 is equal to my pi times my radius times my height, which is 10. When we multiply pi times 10, it gave us 31.4. Now I'm down to a one-step equation. Divide both sides by 31.4. That cancels off. Now remember, to undo a square, we have to find the square root. So we find the square root of 25. My radius is equal to 5 centimeters. Hope you got that. Remember, you can always pause, rewind, rewatch as many times as you like. Let's do a recap. We're going to match the formula to its 3D shape. Okay, what is volume? Volume is the amount of space occupied by a given object. What is the formula for cylinder? V is equal to pi radius squared times your height. What about the cone? Very good. If you get V is equal to pi radius squared times my height, and everything is divided by 3. Sphere. V is equal to 4 pi radius cubed divided by 3. And lastly, what is the unit measure for volume? Volume is always measured in cubic units. Remember, pause, rewind, rewatch as many times as you like.